Good morning to the Judiciary, distinguished guests, colleagues and friends. I hope you are all enjoying this forum organised by the Parramatta Region Family Law Interagency. Regrettably, I can't be there with you all in person as I have court commitments. However, technology today allows me to be broadcasted to you this way, and I hope this video address would benefit the discussions on how we can do things differently to improve outcomes for individuals and families. I've been asked to share my experience as a private practitioner, the cost to us if we run highly contested cases in an adversarial way, and also what would be an alternative to this. After all, to adopt a child-focused family law approach, lawyers need to find an alternative to the traditional adversarial approach to matters and find ways to reach amicable and early resolution of matters wherever possible. Now, no doubt today you will hear from other speakers about the cost of an adversarial process to children and their families, to our community, and to our own sanity as lawyers. All of which are important considerations which I personally believe far exceeds the financial considerations that I'll be talking about in my talk. But for those of us who may be thinking, yeah, but what about my business? I'm not running a charity here. Well, this talk is for you. I started my own law firm called Meta Legal to see whether a private practice can help people reach early resolutions in their matters and still be successful. 5 years on, and I can say, yes, it's possible. The two are not in conflict with each other. It actually makes good business sense. Because most people generally want their separation to be hassle-free and finalised as soon as possible. Most people with kids don't want their children to be dragged through a nasty divorce process. Most people want closure, rather than having their case dragged out through the court for years. Now, I say most people because there are exceptions, and I'm sure we've all met them. But for the majority of people, they want a lawyer who has their best interest in mind, who cares about them and their kids, and is forthright and honest with their advice to their clients about the pros and cons of their case. They want a lawyer who actively offers them opportunities to resolve their matters early and amicably, who comes up with solutions to resolve their problems, and who cares about their family and their children. Moreover, we know how important it is for their children when parents can communicate with each other, but that's unlikely to happen if the parents have been through a highly adversarial case. So when you resolve a case early for a client, you're more likely to have a happy client. A happy client is more likely to refer other clients to you. And what's the best form of marketing? It's word of mouth. And in business, our reputation is so important. Now, referrals aren't only from clients. They are also from many sources, including most of the people sitting with you at the conference today. Can we do a survey? Please put up your hand if you prefer to refer to someone who wants to resolve matters amicably. Now, put up your hand if you would refer to someone who is known to be adversarial. Now, I'm not physically there to see the results, but I'm guessing there would probably be more hands up for the former than for the latter. Now, why is that? Because it's easier to work with someone who is amicable and willing to resolve matters sensibly, and the clients you refer on are more likely to thank you for that referral. Certainly for myself as a lawyer, if I was going to refer a client to someone in a case that I was involved in, I don't want someone who's going to drag out the case and send me antagonistic letters on a Friday afternoon. I prefer someone who is sensible and wants to work together to resolve the matter. Of course, there will be times when we will butt heads and litigate, but at least we've tried. Now let's talk about money. Do you believe that the longer a case drags on for, the more money that you can make? Because not necessarily. If you have a healthy practice, resolving matters early, developing a good reputation for this, getting regular referrals, then you don't need to drag out cases in order to make money from them. This is certainly my own experience in my practice. And for those of us who still do legal aid, you know that the longer a matter is drawn out, the less profitable those matters become. After all, legal aid does not pay for those antagonistic letters on a Friday afternoon. Now, another aspect of business is taking care of your human capital. This means you and your continuing sanity. It also means the well-being of your staff. Dealing with family law clients is not easy. They bring with them not just their legal issue and their suitcase of grievances, but also their anger, hurt, disappointment, bitterness, mixed in with possible mental health issues, antisocial behaviours, and possibly some form of addiction. It's not unusual that we take on what clients throw at us. Sometimes lawyers are like rubbish bins, as our clients dump all their crap on us. But the smarter lawyers make sure that there's a hole at the bottom of the bin and it's made out of Teflon so nothing sticks. Refocusing clients back to what matters, that is, to their children, can be a real motivation for clients to make positive changes in their lives. In my experience, the more contentious a case is, the more adversarial the parties are, and the more stressful that case is for everyone involved, lawyers included. Moreover, carrying the adversarial mindset actually causes long-term changes in you compared to having a collegial mindset. So I hope these reasons and others that you will hear of today will convince you that a child-focused, non-adversarial approach to family law is the way for the future for this unique and purposeful area of law. We are in our clients' lives for a relatively short time, but we are there in perhaps one of the most difficult times of their lives. Let's hope we can work together to create better outcomes for our clients, their children, and their families. I believe that each and every one of us has a role to play in this. As a profession, all lawyers should be trained in conflict resolution, not just negotiation and litigation. We should be open to assessing opportunities to resolve matters at all stages in a case. We should encourage practitioners to be child-focused and non-adversarial and consider this when making referrals. We should not be afraid to change, because it makes good business sense to do so. It makes our work so much more meaningful and joyful. Yes, joyful! And it offers us peace in knowing we have made a positive difference in the lives of children and their families. And that, to me, is invaluable. So thank you all for the time you've taken to attend at this conference today, and I look forward to seeing what the future brings for all of us.